Hey, what's up, Scumball? Brother Imagination Creation Films, and today it is Friday, May the 31st. 31st? It's the 31st of May, and this is Sylvester the Cat. It's Friday. It's 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, which is what CST means. A couple of y'all didn't know what CST means, and I find that odd, but, you know, you do you. You know what that means, right? Yep, it means I didn't skip today, and we are doing a live stream, and it's your time to shine. That's not a rhyme, but that was. Huh? We got a lot of fun today to chat about. There's lots of cool things in the mix going on. Let's see, is this happening right now? I'm going to go to it and see if I'm streaming live. I think I am. Oh, I am. So we'll see if we get any crypto suggestions. Center sampling table. Center sampling table. I was like, what do you see? What do you see? Nope, he's making a joke, Mr. Reach Films, about CST, which is better than the EST, which would be extreme sampling table. I don't know. Seems like one of those weird, cool nuggets. Joe Nunez, H is for holla. No, it's hola. I understand. I do. Well, this is my hand, but I do speak it as Spanish just a little bit. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. ¿Qué hora es? Me. So the is there going to be a Film Tools thing, Joe? Because yeah, excited to say I am coming to Cine Gear. Yay! I had a couple of some of you actually out there in the audience reached out and was trying to figure out how to help me get to Cine Gear, and I of course appreciate that. And then a couple of friends of the channel and good friends in life came to the rescue and offered me the position of help us with our booth. Okay, I can do that. And I don't have to do it full time, so it's about half time. So I will be at the Kessler Mutiny booth. They have the booth together. And I will be there probably either every other hour or every 2 hours for 2 hours, but I'll be there basically half the time at the Mutiny Kessler booth or Kessler Mutiny booth, whichever way you like. We'll call it the Mutiny Kessler booth. And so there to answer all your questions, should you have any in person. There to answer all the chaos questions, if anybody has any in person. There to chit-chat. There to talk about all the Mutiny stuff, the cool stuff that they have. Well, they're just coming out with stuff left and right, like all over the place for every type of camera now. They're just going crazy. Yes, we have a pre-Cine Gear. Well, Joe, I haven't seen the invite, and I feel personally conflicted about it. Also, we're going to go to Speakeasy. I think we should go to Speakeasy. I think that's kind of a thing now. Cine Gear. It's been 7 years and 8 long days. I can't add. Hello, Ollie. How are you? And we're back. Radio 24.98. 24.976 on the digital dial. We're life sitters around our passions, but not our passions around our life. That's right. Oh yeah, it was. I was gonna do it last week, and then literally like everything was like, everything was kind of doing this last week, and so I just like last minute canceled. It just wasn't going to happen. Plus we had guests coming in and everything just felt wrong. And you know, when things feel wrong, you shouldn't, let's see here. We've got, I'll just keep asking about Canon every 2 weeks. Any news happening with a Canon Cine series line? Yes, you mentioned something before, but just seeing if there's anything new since the last time I asked. Why, yes, Sorcerer Rock. There is something new. They are releasing one on Wednesday, a cinema camera that I believe, so my sources have told me two, one between the 500 and the 300 range, and one below the 300. I believe the one on Wednesday is going to be that 400-ish camera. Should be really, really cool. And then a few other things there. Shameless plug, Joe, there's no shame in Film Tools. Film Tools is your number one source for all things filmmaking. In fact, I literally, every time I'm in LA, have to come to Film Tools because it's like the only place that you can browse up and down aisles like a Walmart, but nicer with people wearing clothes, and literally see bins of everything you knew you needed, but you didn't visualize or you couldn't remember the name. And so I literally make it, it's kind of like my rite of passage to go to Film Tools. Your fantastic and wonderful place to shop. And, great people. Joe, Tommy, there's so many good people there. Darren says, do you think we're going to get a massive price drop on the original 12K Ursa? I don't know. My gut tells me no. The reason being is that it already dropped from 10K to 7K. Maybe another grand off. My thought, because where I think with that is they need to recoup their money. That wasn't selling really well. My guess is going to 6,000 from 10,000. That was probably their entire margin, and then some. So they would literally be losing money to manufacture more. I'm guessing they're just going to ride it, maybe do a little bit of a discount. I don't think so, but I've been wrong before. Many times, actually. I've been wrong before. Yep. Yes, I am talking about you, James. I'm talking about our illustrious Canon rep out there, who's technically not our market, but the market of Canon in the grand encompassing. But usually where James is selling Canon, there's like beautiful light shining down upon him, and as he enters into the room, you hear, oh, it's like, it's James. Hey, James, how's it going? It's James. What do you think of this? Does this look pretty? It's a little contrasty. That's because I ran out of complete time, but wow, that seems a little bit delayed. Is it delayed? Maybe not. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Seems okay to me. So we've got Rex in his normal spot today. I pointed to this because you know how the end of Ghostbusters, you've got the sound from overhead. It's like, choose the form of the destructor. That would be Rex. That's who I would choose. I was in there editing away on my Nisi Athena video, and I heard I was like, oh, God, that did not sound good. And I came in, and he wouldn't look at me. He was just kind of sitting there doing this number. And I'm looking around, and I don't see anything. I'm like, what fell? Something massive fell. And I didn't realize the giant lamp sitting on the ground. Now it's toast. Like, he broke the rod that I hot glued that puppy back together the last 6 times he did that. So, yeah. JB Cameraman, now that Nikon and Red are one, will we see a new Red cam on the horizon? Well, we will. I mean, of course we will see a new Red cam. But my guess is, here's my, we know it takes 18 months for a sensor to get manufactured from the time it's the order is placed. It takes about 2 years to bring a camera to market. My guess is they're going to push every envelope they can and get a new camera out 12 to 18 months. That's my guess. I don't know. It could literally be 2 years. Would I expect it to be a massive difference? No, but I suspect it might be the first dual mount or offered with a either or mount for the Z or the RF. I don't know. We'll see. I don't quite have the loose lip sync ships connection in there, and I'm purposely leaving him alone on that stuff because, you know, as an advisor, he it's rather funny. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We're going to see New Red. We've heard Nikon say, and there's no reason for them to not say. I mean, there's no reason for them to not tell the truth that they are going to keep Red as a Red cinema camera, and then they're going to, you know, just add some Nikon flair and vice versa. Ollie says, it reminded me of the Ursa from the teaser. Hopefully, not too bulky, but I expect it will be a tad smaller than the C300 Mark III. Well, from what we can tell, Ollie, doing the Boost the Shadows game, which I, of course, did, and then reposted it, it is definitely not a C70 replacement. It is definitely the size of a C300 to C500. It is full frame, definitely. Now from there, I hear lots of little things that it could be global shutter, or it could just be an exceptionally fast readout. What I'm guessing is it could be shared, a sensor, or the technology therein, shared from the new R1 crossing over. I don't know for sure. I'm having fun with it and enjoying it just as much as you guys are. I hear little things, little whispers. No official Canon whispers though. That just, you know, it really, really irks me. Those guys must have like the NDAs tightened down just really hard. I like Red's potatoes. Yes, Red's potatoes are delicious. What I like to do is use Scotty's smoky salt. It's available at Scotty B Goods, and a little pepper with olive oil all over the little red potatoes, and you like cut them in quarters and then put them on a pan. Put them in the oven for like 45 minutes. Chef's kiss. Just very nice. Let's see. CU shot looks like a painting. I don't. Does it? No. I bifurcated my cheek there, didn't I? Let me just get the little bit of a. Should I look a little surprised? Like Canon when I get it all right or wrong. How many Blackmagic cameras are you adding to your arsenal? I tell you what, King, if they offered the studio, the little 4K studio for $500, I'd probably buy 3 of them just like that. Because those are awesome cameras, but $1,000, that's don't get me wrong, you're getting a lot for $1,000, but for $1,000, I could get a Rex cam. For $1,000, I could get this gorgeous cam right here, which is not exposed really well, but woo. But look at that. You could read. Ooh, I've got a grid. I've got a grid going on. Yeah, for $1,000, I get a lens cap for that. Okay, let's see here. Tyler Stewart says $1 million. Yes, he does. Justin says thoughts on the V-Raptor X. V-Raptor X is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Honestly, I truly believe it is the camera to get right now in the cinema space. Money being obviously a factor, but Alexa 35, beautiful. V-Raptor X, beautiful, and more capable. So there's definitely a lot of fun there. Well, it's time to play everybody's favorite game show, What Cam is the Close-Up Cam? But we're going to take it to the next level. That's right, Ollie. We're going to play What Cam is what? What cam is this? Put your guesses in below. Just put a number 1 and then what camera you think this is. You like this? I was doing a little cinema glass test. And I don't have a Christmas tree anymore. So, the shots of me putting down the alcohol in front of the Christmas tree. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. So, and then, choose the flame of the distractor. So what camera do you think is number 1? Then, number 2, what camera is number 2? It's really hard to tell, isn't it? Because he always lays where it's dark because, ooh, look at that. I create little shadows with my feet. I'm gently patting him with my feet. He's a good boy. And then, what camera is this? Ooh, it's so luxurious and nice, but it feels like a delay. Like, ooh, look at that. Look, it's the Mutiny lens cap that you can put an AirTag in. Now, what I like to do is... no, it's actually over here. What camera is number 3? And then finally, number 4. What is number 4? What do we think of when we think of number 4? Do we see detail? Am I looking at the wrong place? Look at these beautiful, look at all these little footballs here. It's so pretty now. Doing all the things and look at this. Razor sharp. Razor sharp. What camera is this? What camera is this one? Double. I'm happy to hear you say, oh, Justin, you sly dog, you. Man, now you're never going to invite me over to play. It does sound like... for Justin that his insurance company did come through on his break-in in his studio. So it looks like they're going to be back in business very soon, which is always good to hear. And hopefully they catch the little evil bastards that did that. And maybe they don't walk again. I don't know. I'm not being mean. Joe Nunez says GoPro. I hope you have tacos. I really hope you have tacos because... that will not be tolerated. We all know that GoPro is going to come out with a new GoPro, the GoPro 13 on September 14th, whatever day. It's always the exact same week every year. And guess what it'll be? It'll be 5.3K, but this time it'll have Rocksteady or whichever version of 6.7.0, whatever. And it'll just be $50 more. Oh, let's see here. King says, but Scott, the Alexa 35 corporate package is only $85,000. It's a sweet deal. You are correct. But King, the V-Raptor Super 35 is a nice camera. But the V-Raptor X is phenomenal. And it only starts at $29,995. What a deal. You could buy 2 complete packages for the price of one Alexa 35. That would get you an A and a B cam. Whoa. Ollie says, camera 1, Canon R8. Number 2, Komodo OG. Number top, Komodo X. Close up, Nikon Z8. So you think this one is the R8. And you think this one is the Komodo OG. Interesting. Joe Nunez says, the Number 4 is the C700. That's a trick question. There's only like 5 of those. With a Sumier. Ooh, yes. That is a nice lens, though. I will give you that. King says Nikon Z8 is the close-up. Top view is the ZF. Interesting. Z8 close-up. Justice says, found a great deal on a V-Raptor X. Wow. Tee-hee. Does anybody else do that in a high-pitched voice when someone does TE? You have to, like, I think it's federal law or international law, really. You have to go, tee-hee. Because you know that's what Justin was doing when he bought it. He's like, tee-hee. Look at that. I just made a mess everywhere. Best stabilization ever. Well, let's see here. Charles Pappert. Everybody remembers Pap. He says, I thought of you the other day. Well, let me do it properly. I thought of you the other day while making scrambled eggs and how you eschewed Gordon Ramsay's method is not scientific enough. I mean, it's my opinion. Joe says, I ordered a ZF. Do you actually own one? I ordered one with the 40. I don't own one, no. Should you take Repto X over XL for more production gear? Well, if you're doing on set, like full-on productions, Hollywood, television, that kind of stuff, then I would probably go for the XL just because it is designed already out the gate for the wonderful things of production life. I'm trying not to run over my dog, which y'all can see. You see that right there? That's where his ear is. You see my foot there? And so I try to be very mindful of my pup. Man. Y'all are going to see it live and be like, abuse! I saw him abuse the dog! I love my dog, except when he destroys my lamp. I'm not running over his fur. So, camera number 1. Is it out of focus? No. This is the OG Komodo. The OG Komodo. Camera number 2. This is the Canon R8. Canon R8. But it's actually in Super 35 mode. Really? There we go. It's in Super 35 mode because this guy was right next to the camera. So I had to put the 16 on. My point being. And when I put the 16 on, he was way too wide. Number 3. This camera is... We'll get back to that one. Number 4. That is the Z8. That is the Nikon Z8. Tyler Stewart says, you don't have to tell us, but do you know what the new cinema camera Canon just teased? All I know, I have already said, and that is I was told there's one between the 300 and 500 and one below the 200 or the 300 that are going to be announced. Somebody just said there's another one, but I would imagine that one would actually be like the R5C Mark II. I believe the one next Wednesday will be the one between the 3 and the 500. And it is full frame, whatever it is. Looks like a C500 Mark III. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do a C500 Mark III. I don't know. That's my guess. Are you using the Plena on the Z8? No. I do want the lens. I do like the lens. This. Ooh. Whoa, that does some weird things to my shoulder. That's almost fake. Yeah. That is the 85-1.2, which is surprisingly good. Wow, you can actually see. Don't look away! Look away! I'm hideous. Look away. That's I have it set on human eyes. Yeah. Now, yeah, we'll throw one at him, and it does a pretty good job, I think. Methinks. Really? Turd bucket? He's like, step into the light. Let me drop a lamp on you. The C400 sounds weird. I don't know. I think it sounds pretty cool. The 85-1.2 is a beast. It is a really nice lens. So nice, in fact, that I think I will own an 85 and the 50-1.2s. I am a little disappointed that Nikon does not have any 1.4s. That's kind of the territory that I tend to shop in, because those are expensive, really, really expensive. 1.4s tend to be a little bit cheaper, a little more manageable. They go to 1.8s, and I don't like that. Apparently the R5C will be discontinued. If true, it will confirm that it was a face-saving cam after the overheating debacle. I don't doubt that, Ollie. I personally believe that there's no reason to have an A7S III and an FX3, an R5C and an R5. I don't see the benefit there. All you're doing is you're subdividing an 80% person. So a person who buys an R5C is going to be shooting 80%, I mean, possibly, 80% video and then want some stills. Well, if you take out the stills features, then they're forced to buy an R5, which they don't want to do. They don't want to buy two, so, yeah. I believe that too, Ollie, but I was told there was a sixth camera. So I don't know. Because there's an R1, there's an R5 II, there is another camera in the fall that is APS-C, I believe. It's a guess. And then there's two cinema cameras, and then there's a sixth one, and I'm still trying to gather what the sixth one is. On Nikon news, supposedly there's a Z6 Mark III coming in 2 weeks. So that's a good one. I'm actually really enjoying the Nikon. It's a little weird because you're having to shift everything over on the Nikon to a different learning to do it. And I really want to put out a whole bunch of videos on it, and I do plan on doing that. The Phil just totally lost my train of thought. I hope not, Phil, because the Z7 Mark II is literally in my cart on Amazon right now because it's so cheap. The Z7 III. I mean, they're all the same. The 5, 6, and 7 are all using the previous generation ASIC in there. So it just stands to reason that all three of them would get updated. That'll make me sad, though. Stressor. I've already lost my train of thought. Don't even know where I was. I was saying something about something. Yeah, don't even know. Otis 85-1.4. Z8512. I don't know. The Otis is crazy sharp, crazy good. This one is very sharp, but at times it almost looks fake. I mean, that's what happens when you're at a razor thin. What's in focus? Because, I mean, it just kind of does funky things. Like with my shoulder here, that looks almost fake. Actually, it looks low res. You can see that. But it's really sharp. It is a very sharp lens. So we'll just have to see. The Z85 1.2 is my favorite lens. Still waiting for the 35 one. That would be nice. But honestly, Rashawn, I would like to see some 1.4s. Hey, Luca. How are you? Ciao, Rex. The Z7 III. I literally have that one in my cart right now. Well, I guess we'll see. I've got a couple of days to decide on that because the sale ends in like a week, and there's a return policy. So, the only advantage is the cinema menus and timecode port, which technically can work through USB. See, the menus are huge for me. Yeah, Ollie, I get that, and honestly, I believe that menus are probably a tiny portion of the firmware. So I kind of wonder why they can't just do that in just the regular. Now, what I will say about the Z8, which it is really cool. I was shooting today 8K with Super 35 anamorphics on there, getting as tall as I can get in resolution, and then just cropping in post, and then squeezing because it doesn't do anything. Nikon needs to spend a couple of weeks with some red people and ask them what to put into the Nikon menus, because it has some video functions, but almost everything in there feels like it was video added by a photographer. Okay, what would I want for video? And I don't know why you couldn't possibly have all of these things in there. In there. Like, it doesn't have any time code. Well, it has time code through HDMI, which nobody uses. You could do time code through audio. It has no anamorphics, which, I mean, they probably didn't know anamorphic existed in the world until they really started doing the video stuff. But the quality of it is really good, right up until 30 frames a second in 8K. You go past 30, and it overheats quickly. And I'm not exactly sure why. I can run, and I did long tests. I burned through 2 terabyte cards on it, burning through batteries to see how long I could run at 24 frames a second, 30, and 60. 24 frames a second, you get it's getting warm, it's getting hot, but it's getting that hot. All day long shooting on there. And I was just in the studio, not outdoors in the hot sun. But you put it on 60, I mean, you get the critical red warning in like 10 minutes. and it'll shut down on you in no time, which I found interesting. And no matter what I did, pulling the monitor away, shutting down features, What are you expecting to see buy from Cine Gear? Well, I'm expecting to see friends. I'm expecting to buy, I don't know. I'm not expecting that hair to be sitting there floating right in front of my eyeballs. I don't know what I'm expecting to buy. I'm expecting to go to Film Tools and walk through the aisles and find all kinds of stuff that I definitely need to take home. But I don't really have a lot of money. Just like the Z7 is sitting in the cart, but I don't really have any money for it. I mean, I barely got to Cine Gear. Let's see here. Is everyone on the new Komodo X firmware? I am now, yes, and it works fine for me. The beta was definitely flaky. Beta was not my friend, and it kept showing up in bad ways, and it stayed around some bad ways for a while. Like I'd reset, reload new firmware, and I would still have some issues with it. The Z8 can't stand to the heat as well as the Z9, but from my experience, external power, monitor flipped up, and the CFX card rated for high temps helps. Yep. And I was using a high temperature rated Safe Express. Those were the OWCs. Those were solid. External power I did not put on there. I wanted it internal. I have heard from a guy who owns the Z9 and Z8 that his Z9 never really overheats. The truth to me, though, is I almost never shoot 60 frames a second continuously. There are times when I might run it for 15 minutes, and in that case, it could be an issue. But I'm shooting 60 for slow-mo. I'm always shooting at 24 and sometimes 30, darn you clients. So shooting at 24, I got no worries about that. The Z9 also has a better battery, for sure. But I really like the, I don't want to say clunky, I want to say hunkiness of the Z8. It is a big feeling camera in your hand, which I do like because you have giant hands. No Trump here. So I definitely like the feel of that one. So the this camera, this guy right here, that's close focus on that. Oh, we need to work on our cuticles, don't we? This is the Nikon Z30, the little bitty wee little lad. That one is interesting. The lens is, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's hot garbage. It came with a little kit lens. That lens is $20, maybe. I think maybe they give it to you for $50, but it's a $20 lens, and it's not good. But the camera seems to be okay. I do find it interesting that none of the cameras have 10-bit except for the Z8, Z9, and now the ZF. I guess they just can't add it in the other ones. Interesting. Let's see, who is on everywhere? Pause that. We're getting more viewers. I can't join Facebook for some reason. It will not let me. What happens if I try to add it now? Can I add it while I'm going here? Let's see if it'll let me. It'll probably error out. Bill says the $20 Temu lens. No, it's $20 Temu lens that's quality right there. It's probably like this $6.99 Lightning Special Temu. Wait, is it actually going on Facebook now? Really? So I guess I have to do it. It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me set up the Facebook one. It kept giving me an error, which StreamYard says is because the servers are full. It's not StreamYard. They're saying Facebook servers. But it says I'm live now, so let's see. Let's see if I am. I got to go back to my my Rumble just in case I get any viewers. I got one. Says. Do Twitter? Yeah, Twitter showed up there. Okay. Let's see here. Just sent the Athena's back, the Nices. Really, really good lenses. I will say I didn't think the 14 was that good when I first saw it. I think it's better than that, but I don't think it is the best 14 out there. However, the 18 that I saw looked really good. So in my opinion, the 18, 25, 35, and 85 and 50, that's the 5 lens set to get. That review, I hope to have it. Yeah, I should have it. I should have it for Tuesday. And then I fly out on Wednesday to go to Cine Gear. So there'll be lots of Osmo videos at Cine Gear. And I'm gonna run around on the mission this time too. So what's your next purchase? Rent. Next purchase, Z8, Z9, C300, 6K or Ursa 46K. It depends. If Z7 Mark III is coming out in 2 weeks, then it might be that. It just depends. It depends on when I can get paid and all the good things. The Z8, of that list, the Z8 would be my choice. The second choice, probably the Ursa 4.6. The G2. That's a really good camera. I didn't have the G2. I had the 4.6, the original one. I like that camera. It's a little bit of a funky potato football, but has a solid image. I've seen some really good slow motion out of that 300 frames a second too. DZO Aries? Isn't it the Aries or is it the Arliss? Maybe I need to look to see if that's an I or an L on there. What is that? Get off of there. What? That's my margarita. Get out of there. What are you doing? What are you? I don't know if that was a spider. He wanted my margarita. That's not happening. I'm not sharing. Sharing is caring, but I'm not caring. I haven't tried the nanos yet. I do want them. I'm going to top off my little drink here. I do want to try them. But I'm not seeing the RF available yet. And I'm wondering if they're not allowed to... woo! I may have overdone that one a little bit. I'm wondering if they're not allowed to have the RF out either. I'll tell you what, though. If someone could come up with a Z to RF smart mount, boy, the decision to go Nikon would be so easy. I'm kind of lucky in that I made the decision that I was going to be doing PL for pretty much everything, which for Komodo X, that's easy enough with the breakthrough multi-mount with the ring. They sent me the Nikon ring. Pretty good. You just got this shimmable ring back here, and you can replace this ring. It's got, 8 screws? And you could make it E, L, RF, Z, EIEIO. It works like a champ. So was rocking the Athenas on the Z8. Worked really well. So if we could get an RF to Z, I think right now Canon has a much better option of lenses. I think their lenses are of really good quality, and they have a lot of quirky lenses, quirky in that niche lenses that you wouldn't expect them to make, like a 200-800 or the 100 to 500. I mean, that's just what? Yep, you got what? And RF lenses are sharp. They're really good. That 100 to 500, which is, I only have 3 RF lenses: the 16, the 50, and the 100 to 500. So I don't feel bad at all. I'm not invested. I was talking to a friend last night who has hundreds of thousands of dollars in glass, and a lot of it is RF. Well, that's not an easy switch to Nikon, unless someone does a Z to RF. Whew. Facebook is solid. Well, I hope you mean the live stream, because I don't know if Facebook is solid. Truly hope Canon don't drop the ball next week. What would drop the ball for you, Ollie? I don't think they're going to drop the ball. I think they've got some really cool stuff coming. They have been somewhat absent, so absence makes the heart grow fonder. It also gives them a little more time to add a little more things. I think we're going to see some good stuff from Canon, and then I think we're going to see, like Brandon Washington was talking about, I think we're going to see Sony try to swoop in. And Brandon said the quiet part loud, and that is Sony may read the room on Canon, and if Canon comes out with like really good stuff, then Sony may just kind of quietly, let's tweak a few things before we release. Do you expect Megadap to make the active RF to Z? Metabones, probably. I don't know. Megadap. I feel like there's nothing to stop it from happening other than licensing, is my guess. I kind of feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe Nikon might not be restrictive, but they might be. I mean, it's theirs. Maybe they're all holding on to it. Canon has been very, very tight with their RF. The one company right now that seems to have a license for both is Red. I don't see Red making one because Red doesn't have a Z to go to RF. But if they start making the Z mount cameras and then they develop a Z to RF, that'd be slick. Doesn't feel like Red style, but Nikon owns Red, so they could do that. Let's see here. Megadap makes the active Sony E to Z adapter. Interesting. I have a Z to E. It's a dumb adapter. But that sucker is tiny thin. I mean, you're only talking 2 millimeters. I looked at the active ones, but they were more money than I wanted to spend for a camera that's being loaned to me. I don't get to keep the camera. So, I mean, I've already spent quite a bit of money that I didn't have just to get that thing to where I like it. Just little adapters here and there. So, I mean, if Megadap, do they build an RF to anything adapter? Because if they build that, if they have an RF to anything, then they're probably licensed for RF. Then comes the question is, does Canon have, with their licensing, say, yeah, you can make it, but you can't make it yet? It would be interesting to see. Ollie wants to see really good DR more than anything. I would like Canon to focus on highlights. I feel like Canon does everything pretty well except highlights. And I think it just drops every time on highlights. And it definitely rings with dynamic range. So if they do anything with dynamic range, put it in the highlights. I think that'd be great. The Canon Nikon dynamic regarding Red is going to be fascinating moving forward. Everything that I have heard pre, during, and post is that Canon is just fine with Red doing RF. And that they're not going to be pulling the plug. Everything that I've heard is that Canon appreciates Red using RF. I don't see a negative in Red having RF. Just like Nikon seems to say that they don't have a problem with RF either. And so if they make them parallel, or if they make them interchangeable or adaptable, I mean, that's just good for Red, which is good for Nikon. It really is. Why would you not want a camera that can run it all? How do you like the future? Burano has to change. Burano, it has to change. I don't see. There's too many negatives for the price of Burano. I don't know if they can afford to cut the price in half. I mean, if they cut the price in half, the camera is solid. It will be on a solid playing field for a while. However, what would happen to everybody that just bought them? Price gets cut in half. They would not be happy, and that would not be a good look. So what do? I don't know. Maybe there's no way to save face right now in Burano, in my opinion. It's a good camera. It's just overpriced. It has a lot of great features. It's just overpriced. And you're going to see a whole bunch of other cameras coming out. Really? Really? I want to find out. You're going to see a whole bunch of other cameras coming out. You've got V-Raptor. V-Raptor rivals Burano. Shutter release disabled. Recharge battery? Why do I need to recharge the battery? It's plugged in. Really? That's interesting. So it didn't run off of my power delivery. It's an interesting situation. Boop. Just looking at that lamp is sad. Yeah, I think the only way that they save face in Burano is they repackage it, call it something else for half the price. Yeah, new style dual gain sensor would kill. Well, dual gain is patented. Dual gains is patented by Sony, I believe. But you could have dual ISO, which doesn't have inline dual gain. I forget the difference. There's a difference there in those two. So, yeah, I don't know. Dual gain would be nice. This week, my entire recommended page has been camera reviews need to change. Yeah, it has, Ollie. I considered for about that long making a video, and I didn't. Obviously, I didn't, because you all would have watched it. I didn't because I feel like I am at least as vocal, if not the most vocal, about that whole thing on the interwebs. Maybe that's why my subscribers goes so slowly, but I've been exceptionally transparent with you, my friends, my community, about all of that. And, you know, when I get something that's sent to me, and you know, does it go back? Do I get to keep it? You know, what have you? And I don't allow it to interfere with my objectivity. People say, well, there's no way you can disconnect. And I don't agree with that. I would absolutely sacrifice a relationship if something was not great. But again, I don't produce negative content. I don't produce this camera sucks. So if it's not at least 51% good, I'm not going to do a review on it. I'm just going to send it back. And I have sent stuff back. If it's 51% good and 49% bad, I tell you the bad. I honestly, I don't think I've had a product that was 51% 49. So I don't think that one quite is there. I wonder if I have it in the wrong one. Is that what it is? That might be what it is. I have it in the wrong power delivery. But I think I've been really, really vocal about I don't allow. You can't buy a review from me in any way, shape, or form. And where is it? This one? Is it this one? There we go. Now, will it work? Oh. I had it in the wrong one. Don't tell me that. Just charge. I guess I got to give it a few minutes. Yeah, y'all tell me. Do y'all feel like I've been vocal enough? Do I need to make a video on it? And the picture. What's up with that? And the picture. The picture of what? This? Well, it's diagonal on purpose. You'll be seeing a lot of backside illuminated and stacked CMOS coming. Yes, that I believe is true. Oh no, it's always been on the corner because I wanted it to be a little bit different. It felt weird when it was square, but I like my picture. It's it's pretty. It's one of my paint pours. I did this with red colors. I really liked the way this one turned out. So I hung it diagonally. Plus, it was very easy to always have it where it hung perfectly. Yeah, the lamp. I mean, I can't even. They're like, there's parts over here on the floor. Hey, but those Aputure B7Cs, those things are rugged. Is the dual gain ISO exclusive? So there's there are two types of dual gains. There's one that actively switches over, and then the other one is what's in, I believe, the Burano, where it's in line. So you have two gain stages in there. Who's calling me from Compton? Let's see. Dual ISO is basically, it's a noise reduction that is catered around the ISO. So yes, the Z8 definitely cleans up nicely at 4,000, but it is it's a noise reduction that happens. James says maybe it's because of the lamp. Yeah, okay. Jake, hey, did you get back? As I drive south from Dead Horse. Oh, Starlink for the win. Are you? How's your tires? Was there a tire repair place by chance in there? I mean, I know you shredded it, but man, Jake was doing the drive from Anchorage up to Dead Horse, which is like 900 miles or 800 miles north of the top of Alaska, and in the middle of nowhere, he's shredded his tire. And he has Starlink mounted to the top of his Forerunner, which is kind of awesome. I literally was looking at Starlink for a second dish right after that. But yeah, I hope you get back safely. I hope you got a spare. I know it'd make you feel better. Oh, nice. Did manage to find another. I can't imagine there's not somebody that just stocks tires, because that road I've heard about, almost as bad as the all can, with people bringing 6 tires along the way. That's the dream there, Jake. The $250 a month dream though for Starlink, where you can go over 10 miles an hour. I was thinking about it last night. Yeah, that's when you were live streaming? No, was it last night? Whenever it was. The night before. No, it has to be the night before, right? Because you didn't go there for one day. But the shots on your Facebook, those were awesome shots. Was that Inspired 3 that you were doing those? Because those were cool. Yeah, so the Starlink, I was thinking I would just get the $599 dish and get the mobile non-priority platform where I can go 10 miles an hour, which is weird. What happens if you go 11? Yeah, I would use it more stationary than I would. Just south of Fairbanks now. Very good. Your daughter's probably like, ugh, Dad, do we have to listen to camera people? Ugh. Sorry, I was channeling my daughters. I passed a car that had ripped the oil pan bottom. Ooh, car is now permanently. That I've also heard, that there are so many cars along that route that just no one goes and gets them. They're just part of nature. Nature just grows over them. Well, I thought on that last job I was on, I thought I ripped the oil pan out from underneath my van. We had crossed over a little median section, and there was a clunk, and we hit hard. And I was getting the shot and asked the wife, I said, stick your head under there and tell me something's dripping. And she's like, yeah, something's dripping. It's dripping a lot. I don't know what it is. I'm like, oh, God. I'll go over there. It was the air conditioner. Air conditioning, Jake, is what we use down in the lower 48 to keep cool. Some Mavic 3 and some Inspire 3. I do like the Mavic 3. I didn't get the Cine. To me, the ProRes was not quite as important as the controller was. Because the bitrate on the non-Cine in H.265, I think is pretty darn good. I really like it. It's 10-bit. I dig it. Plus, I was cheap, so there's that. The Inspire 3 though, you just can't. Oh, how's your conversion with your, was it 250? Is that 250 millimeter you're putting on there? Yeah, Rashawn, I paid, God, I feel like it was way more than that. Maybe it was only 700. Maybe it was. I felt like when I saw the $599 price that I thought it was like really cheap. But who knows? Fairless and Tex. Scott, today is the last day to get the Blackmagic 6K full frame for $1,575, a discount of $1,020. You didn't want to try one? Just explore and play with the camera. Some interesting tests. I do, but I don't have disposable money right now. I'm literally working Cine Gear so that I can go to Cine Gear. These are the times. Of all of those, I played with the original 4K and the 6K EF. I don't know. A lot of people make some beautiful images with it. It'd be fun to play with, but yeah, it's $1,500 I don't have right now to share with us. Besides its downsides, ergonomics. Ergonomics is, the ergonomics aren't that bad other than the LCD, the battery. Not impressive in low light. No, it was not. But it had a nice image. I've never complained about Blackmagic for a bad image. What I've complained about Blackmagic was marketing over what it actually is capable of doing. In other words, don't say it's something that it's not. It's a 13-stop camera. Let it be. It's a fine 13-stop camera. The 4.6 is way more than 13 stops. It's like 15 stops. Great camera. And I like that camera. It just, I owned the 4.6, but it did basically the same as my Dragon at the time. I say basically, the Dragon was better, but basically it was close. The problem was it only shot Cinema DNG. It didn't have the Blackmagic RAW, and the file sizes were bigger. So there is no point in me getting a 4K camera instead of a 6K camera that shoots larger file sizes over the, there we go. Now maybe it's charging. Is it? Where's the battery indicator? It's charging. May not last, but I guess I learned something today, that there are 2 USB-C ports on the Nikon, and one of them apparently doesn't charge. Okay, what am I looking at here? Huh? Now, how is that possible? Because it's not plugged in. Son of a... What is going on? Fine. No Rex cam. So this is... This is the story of my life. Y'all just stare at my light. There you go. Welcome to Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. I don't understand why that one's not charging. Well, we still got this one. And this one. And this one. We don't have that one. And I couldn't find any USB-C cables. I literally just bought like 5 long USB-C cables. I can't find any of them. With accessories, you definitely pay more. Yeah, I had to have, on mine, I had to have the full extension roof mount that goes off to the side and then up, and then I had to modify it even more. The provided cable isn't long enough. I did have to buy the longer cable, and I had to buy the Ethernet, which I also don't like on Starlink. They keep re-enabling my Wi-Fi, and I don't want it enabled. I have plenty of Wi-Fi around here, and I don't need more. I swear, every time they send an update, I come back and I see Starlink as my Wi-Fi again. I'm like, Bill says, was today one of those hurry up and rush days to get the live stream going? Bro, I mean to tell you, it was, I sat down here with 1 minute and 27 seconds left, and immediately the first thing that crossed my mind was, I forgot to go to the bathroom. So that's what, that's what I was thinking. I missed the VHS cam. Oh, I hear you. It's up there. I might sell it, though. It's, yeah. I need to do another VHS live stream. That was too much fun. Did you bypass enabled in the app to turn off? Yeah, I did. It was completely bypassed. It was completely disabled, and I used the Ethernet module, which apparently the new one has built in. I think the new router. I have the previous generation dish, the rectangular one, and then I have the previous generation Wi-Fi. But I don't think they changed much other than the Ethernet. But twice now, I've had to go back in and disable the Starlink. And I also, before, the way that they had it done, I could, if Starlink was not connected to the satellite due to storms or whatever, I could get to my Starlink from my router. But that has now been disabled, and I can't. So the only way for me to get to my Starlink is to go out and come back through the internet. That sucks. I bought a new Rode mic, no battery required, but it won't work with Komodo X, neither Raptor. Only if I connect to the DJI Mic 2 RX and into my sound devices mix pre. Any idea why? What Rode mic is it, Luca? No battery required. This should absolutely work. So for now, I'm using the Rode Mic Pro with 9 volts battery inside with Komodo X and the Sennheiser 6 with TNT DI on Raptor. If no battery is required and it's a small microphone, if it requires phantom power on Komodo X, it has phantom power. So you should be able to enable that. I've had no problems doing that on Komodo X. I was looking for the smallest solution on mic on Komodo X. I wonder if it's got the little 1/8" stereo though. I don't know. Which mic is it? I need to know which mic it is. Because the little 1/8" adapter won't have phantom power. You need 3 connections. Rode Video Micro. Well, that should work just fine. That comes in as a microphone. I have one of those. You would have to use the 5-pin to the TRS connection. Oh, wait a minute. I think it might be your adapter. Because if I remember correctly, where's the little Rode Video Micro? Rode Video, ow, that's my head. Rode Video Micro, where are you today? It's over here, I know it. Right there. I see the little cable. Oh, make sure I return the light back to its original source so I don't forget it. So, boop, boop. This is the Rode Video Micro. I believe this is the one you're referring to. So this is a TRS connector. Okay. If you use a 5-pin to TRS connector adapter, it may be combining the TRS, which is tip ring sleeve, into the stereo pair of microphones, in which case this would not work. See how it's got 1, 2, 3? So you'd have left, right, and ground if it was a stereo. This does not use stereo. This uses it as a mono connection. And so that may be why your TRS. I bet if you went out to XLR to TRS, I bet it would work. Yes. Yeah, I hate that they did that. I feel like they're pushing you to use a router. I believe I have the same dish as you with the motorized. Yeah, it has the motorized head. It honestly never moves anymore. It stays. What's up? It never. It's pointed kind of like that north is all it ever does. I don't think I've ever seen it move in the year plus that I've had it. Yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Is the new one they replaced the proprietary data cable with standard Ethernet killed the need for an Ethernet adapter? If I recall, yeah, right. But don't they still have the same dish connector though, which is that long USB kind of cable? It comes with 2 cables, back and red. Yes. Yeah, I think that's your problem. This is designed... Well, no, wait a minute. No, because you could take this and go into... So maybe it's the opposite problem. This is designed to go into actually a stereo, like into a Canon camera or a Nikon or something like that with a 1/8" stereo input, because this sends a mono signal to left and right. So maybe the exact opposite is what's taking place on your adapter, in that you're getting that you're getting a left and right sent to what it would consider an active or a balanced connection. TRRS, Bill, would be 4 rings, tip ring sleeve. They use tip ring sleeve when there's a microphone and headphones adapter. I'm using the Red 5 to mini jack. Yeah, I don't have that one. I have the one from Mutiny. But I would bet you, if you can go adapt to XLR if you have that adapter, and then adapt from XLR to this. I rarely use this thing ever. That would fix that. But honestly, you could get a Lewitt microphone, the little guy that I have. They're like $169. You can get one of those, and it'll run on a regular XLR cable. What's the technical difference between overall contrast and micro contrast? I've heard many people use those terms referring to single lens. Doesn't the general contrast of lens determine... Oh, I forgot. You're always the 6-paragraph guy. Micro contrast, same measure, different scale. You also have high micro contrast lens with a low general contrast. Particular lens can have more micro contrast by using the two terms macro, and general contrast to refer to one lens, or applied 2 types of contrast at the same time. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what people mean, because honestly, the way you say it, when they say micro contrast, I don't know their basis either. I don't talk about micro contrast because I don't really grasp that concept. Maybe Phil's out here could describe what a micro contrast would be. Maybe it's, I don't even know how you would do micro contrast. Even if it was in like a range, but I don't even know how you do that. I speak in contrast. To me, a lens is either contrasty or it's not contrasty or it's flat, or, I mean, yeah, I probably couldn't answer that one. No, that USB looking cable is what they replace with a PoE style Ethernet. Okay, the new dish isn't motorized. It's supposed to see much more of the sky, but it also uses more power. Interesting. Well, they have... Oh, that's right, it isn't. That's right, because it's just like at a permanent angle. And then there's the mobile dish, which is supposedly like the business class, which just sits flat. I'm going to do that, yes, and get supercardioid pencil mic for the XLR. There you go. Here comes the lens expert to answer it. You can have micro contrast and low overall contrast. Micro contrast is how well acutance? Oh, we're going to have a spelling bee today of the lens is how tight a line, often due to the glass used. Interesting. So you could have a low contrasting lens feeling like it's relatively flat in contrast, but it have really good resolving power because of micro contrast. Is that correct there, Phil? If I get a USB-C iPhone headphones and connect it to the DJI-RX, will I be able to monitor the volume? If I get USB-C iPhone headphones and connect it into the DJI, I don't have an answer for that one either, Luca. I don't know. I haven't tried that. I don't know. Sorry. You didn't tell me how to pronounce it. It feels like literally his picture. Acutance is a general term for sharpness, essentially. Okay, the glass itself may be a low dispersion or not. So there could be sharp lenses that don't have deep blacks, for instance. So like a CP2, I feel like that is the very definition of a CP2 to me. You tell me. But I want to understand. Every chance that I say I don't know is a chance for me to learn something. And I will say I don't know when I don't know. And I say it quite a lot. Ow! Stop pulling on me. I'm using a small portable 32-bit recorder. I don't know about the USB headphones. I mean, I use just the headphones out of the Komodo X. That's what I use. And it's not USB. That was a Tenet reference, by the way. I need to rewatch that. I only watched it once. That might be a really good one to watch with my son-in-law. Oh boy, that would blow his mind. Yeah, I don't know how he would handle that one. So I've spoken of my son-in-law before, that he doesn't really watch a lot of movies, which we find he does watch some. Even movies that his wife, my daughter, did not realize that he had watched. And he likes to watch those over and over again. But he's never seen Close Encounters. And so I've been trying to lead him through cinema in various genres and just let him experience some really high-quality movies. And then I want him to experience Close Encounters of the Third Kind. But I just saw yesterday that they're bringing Close Encounters back to theaters in limited release again. That might be perfect to take him to. But my daughters were less than impressed when I took them. Phil says, I'd say the CP2 is medium contrast, but not the sharpest tool in the shed. That is true. Supremes are sharper, yes, but not as contrasty as, say, Takina or Sigma. Interesting. Try to process that one on how I graded in my brain. Sigmas are sharp and very contrasty in my eyes. Takinas are sharp, a little less contrasty in my eyes. The CP2s were always very low contrast to me and definitely not sharp. The Supremes, I did not have the pleasure of shooting anything with of any substance. Maybe I could borrow a set. The Supremes, everything I've seen from Supremes were beautiful. I want 32-bit color depth. Wonder how many petabytes per second that would be. It's not petabytes, but it's a lot of gigabytes. Probably 24-bit before we get to 32-bit in general motion use. We have some time on that front. Yeah, I want 32-bit float color. I mean, why not? You know, maybe two lenses that have the same contrast, but one has more resolution than the other. You can say that the second, besides having the same contrast, has more. I think that's what he's saying. Fairless and Tax. Fairless Ferriston syntax. I'm never Ferris. It's what you're going to be known as. Syntax. I think that's what he's saying. That micro contrast basically explains sharp on lenses as well. Well, I think that's what he's saying there, and Phil can respond to this, that hey, you can say that lens has low contrast, but has very high micro contrast, which, if I understand correctly, means that it is a very low contrast lens, but is really sharp at the same time. Sigmas are overall contrasty more than taquinas. Micro contrast is better on the taquinas, interestingly. All right, one day when I get some money, I'm just going to fly in for Phil. And I buy him like really good lunches and dinner, and maybe we go to Keslow Camera and do a field trip with video, and Phil just school me hard. That sounds really bad. I'd have to buy him dinner too. Just like spend a little Phil time where Phil just does like a brain dump of everything I didn't know about lenses. That'd be a good episode, wouldn't it? Maybe we could do a live stream from Keslow. That'd be awesome. Wow, wouldn't that be... That would be cool. A live stream from like Keslow. Good people at Keslow. Where they literally... We just hook up the cameras and we just start popping lenses out. 2017. Phil would use Otis over CP2s. Choose taquinas over Otis. Ooh, I bet Phil's going to have a different... He's going to say different tool for different... Yeah, we'll see what he says. I use taquinas a lot because they are PL mount, a focal range set, and pretty overall. I agree with that. Still shoot with my Otis primes a bit, but they aren't production glass when it comes down to... This is true. If you do some research of light dispersion and resolving power, you'll find that a lot of why microcontrast is a thing. I have lenses here that resolve beyond 600 lines per millimeter through things like 80 lines per millimeter. The question is, once you find the perfect sensor and lens combo, how do you not make all your work look the same? But that's just it. There's no such thing as a bad lens. We've got that from Mark Toya, rest his soul. Crocs for Toya. Crocs. Got my Crocs on. But you wouldn't. Right tool for the job there. Your work would start to look the same, although you could use filtration to help with that. For example, you look at Nolan's recent work where the image for the films looks the same. Well, yeah. I mean, I think generally, if you use a V-Raptor X and Sigmas, other than grading choices, which is going to be more color and filtration, I think your look is going to come out fairly similar across the board. Maybe. I see Tyler Edwards out there. Oh, did I miss any? No. Man, I'm all sad now. There's like one person watching on Rumble. Hi, Rumble. Can you say hi? Just type in the live chat. Just say, the sun went out. Just say hi on Rumble. There's one person watching. I wonder if it's me. Just because I'm sitting there. It's probably me. There, I typed hi. Oh, hi, neighbor. Let's see here. Phil, when can we do a field trip? Field trip? Field trip? I think that would be a fun video. I don't know how to do that one. We got to be able to do that. We got to be able to do that. I don't know if I can do that this trip, though. So, another topic we can talk about is the AI marking on Instagram, which I find interesting, and also I find good. I'm kind of glad that they're doing it, and that is if you modify your photo on Instagram using AI, it will mark it as AI, which I like. And if you're just using like Dodge and Mirror and any of that, it's not going to mark it. So the question comes: how much AI is too much AI, and what is considered AI? Because wouldn't CGI, even though it's technically not AI, it's physically drawn in computer, but isn't that just as make-believe as AI? I will be gone late July through November, but I will see you at Cine Gear. Well, we'll talk over beers. Phil likes to talk when he gets a little, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm at Cine Gear Wednesday through Monday, so I will be at all the events. There's the Cinematography Salon. There's the Sigma open house. There's Tiffin. Is there a Matthews garage sale? I didn't see anything on that. There's Cine Beer at Hot Rod. There is the Tilta one. There's a couple of others. There's Film Tools. Film Tools there as well. Cine Beers. Yeah, I like those. They always had man, that Sunday, I mean, to tell you, you always eat so well on Sunday. And I haven't heard anything about Matthew's garage sale, though. I feel like I might be missing out. Yes, I am. I am live. You're correct. So Rajan says, I would say no. Visual effects is original works, and most AI is stolen. Stolen is correct, but summary. I think summary is the best way to describe AI. AI is nothing but a summary of everything it's seen. As far as I know, only Adobe is paying out for their AI training. Yeah, I think that's right too. I thought somebody had just something else, but it wasn't for paying. I think Adobe's trying to beat the lawsuits on that, because I think lawsuits are going to hit. Good night, Luca. Have a good one. Because like, my gut tells me that AI should just not be used that much. It really shouldn't. You can use it in certain scenes that, if your budget doesn't allow you to do a space scene and you can't go to space, then, you do that. And I'm okay with that. But what my biggest problem with AI has always been is people who pass off original work or AI work as original work. And I do not like that. And I mean, the level to which I don't like that is beyond. I personally believe when I look at art, when I look at a photograph, when I look at a video, when I look at a film, I am celebrating the art and the artist. I'm connecting to the artist there. On IC when it comes out later on this year, hopefully, I believe. The DP is David Walden, and I celebrate the lighting and the look that he has built up. But he's also working with the director, Joseph Kahn, and I'm celebrating him as an artist as well. And then, the set decorations and the costumes, all of that is art. And all of that, to me, put visual effects to the side, I like the look of things, and I like that I can connect it to an artist. And I feel that AI, there's no connection. I have no reason to like it. Yeah, it might be a really, really pretty image, but it's like opening a present on Christmas morning and there's nothing inside. That's what I feel like when I see an AI image. And when I see an AI image where somebody says, "Oh, look at what I've created with my camera. This is the Canon R1. And I took this beautiful landscape. Behold." I feel like you regifted the box of a Christmas present that you didn't like. You wrapped it up and you put it under my Christmas tree to me, but you didn't put anything inside. So I open it up and I get, oh, it's a box of something I wouldn't want. And then I open the box and there's nothing in it. That to me is an AI artist. And I have no physical connection to it. So as I said, be the artist. I have many times shot photos and video, and the sky is blue jean sky, and you're like, oh God, thank you for the most useless sky ever. And so I will throw a graduated ND in there and drop that sky down a little bit, give it a little bit of emotion to it. And I have done it in post. And to me, I don't consider those any different. One of them in camera shows foresight. Afterwards is, you were obviously in a rush and it would look better if you did this. But both of them is me being the artist. But me typing in, make the sky pretty, I don't like that. I don't like that. Tyler says, man, Film Tools emailed out an open box sale with a 600D Pro for $700. Wish I could have snagged that one up. Wow. That's kind of amazing. Just look at all the really crappy fake raiders. Oh, I know. Oh my God. Honestly, Jake, anytime I see the word behold or all its beauty, there's so many catchphrases that people use, and I don't know why they always use them. But when the solar eclipse, same thing, is behold the wonder that is the solar eclipse. And you're like, that's not real. It's like, how did the tree get behind the moon? That's the one that always bothers me. Or people that composite the, a giant moonshot, and they have people walking across it, but you can clearly tell that the moon is not that size. There's no way to get the moon that big, even with the most telephoto. Because like literally somebody asked on Cinematography Salon, I think, they wanted to get one of those really large moonshots and have people walking across it. And they wanted to know what millimeter shot, what all that. So I showed them what I shot, which you can see on my I think it was the 800 millimeter f5.6 Canon. That one, and I said, this is what it relates to when it comes to 800 millimeters on a Super 35 sensor. I thought I had a screenshot of it. And it's a big moon, but it's not that big. And so you could go a little bit bigger with it. But you're never going to get, the heat distortion and everything else. I have it here. No, I don't. I guess I don't. No. Maybe I didn't. Well, I sent it. It must be on my phone. Anywho. Rajan, I'm a multimedia designer, and I'm not going to lie and say I don't use AI, but I use it in the same capacity I use stock assets, whereby modify to use. Yeah, I like Brandon Washington was talking about it on his. If you do AI removal, I don't consider that a problem. To me, that didn't fundamentally add art. You just literally removed garbage. I don't consider that a problem. I think that's wonderful because that makes your art better. You still shot it. There's just a frickin' bum throwing his Colt 40 at the camera. So just AI reduce him. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is sky replacement. And that's tough too, because Denzel Washington, where they do those. Oh, well, that movie's so good. They did the infrared time lapse skies. Somebody else say it. That was done digitally, but it was two shot elements put together. That's not AI to me, and that's still art to me. Like these, Scott, here from cold Chile. I feel like using AI to help us be more efficient is different than using AI to create something out of nothing. Yes. I use generative feel for seamless backgrounds and enhanced audio in Premiere. Yes. I'm fine with those. I don't have a problem with it. And I think if you use that for a scene in a movie, that doesn't take away from the movie. That's just, I needed to be able to do something I couldn't do for a scene. I'm okay with that. I don't think you need to label, this movie contains 0.5% of AI. I don't think that's necessary. But if the lead character is AI, or all the locations in the entire movie are AI, yeah, I feel like that is, and where do you draw the line? What is okay, what's not? That's a tough one. Cold chili. You should have a bowl of chili in cold chili. Yeah. But in Chile, Does your chili have beans in it or no beans? Ooh. I've used a bit of AI to extend the sky and ground for vertical cuts that normally, I'm okay with that, unless the entire movie was shot in 1:1 and you wanted to make it 16:9. In that case, it's like, a third of that movie, a third of that image is fake. Removing junk occasionally, that's pretty much the extent I've used it. Great tool. It is. And that's what I was saying with AI. My beef with AI is that they keep honing in on the artist rather than the tools that the artist would use. AI should be a paintbrush that I pick up and I use, but I use it. I'm not using it to do the entire painting. I'm using it to fix something I screwed up, or fix something that isn't there, or something I couldn't achieve, or budget, or what have you, or add in or subtract. But to create with AI, and all these AI programs, they're going after the director. They're going after the DP. They're like, you don't need a director anymore. We can do it all with AI. No, stop. Work on the tools, because I guarantee you, I have back there in the back, still have it, still want to use it for the channel. By golly, I shot it. I want to use it. I have stuff that cannot be rotoscoped except by hand. Every single AI tool that swears up and down they can do it, can't do it. Work on that. Get that done, because that will save you, the creator. Because guess what? Rotoscoping me out, and then I place me on another shot that I shot, I don't have a problem with that in AI. That's just a tool, and I used it. I still shot it all. I just didn't manually rotoscope it. Country chili. Oh, I know. Generative fill has been a game changer for me, yep, and being able to track masks and fill in After Effects has never been easier. And Resolve has done really, really well, like with face. I swear I've had so much fun going in there and tracking the face, and then just going to the lips and making the lips bigger and redder, and I'm like, what? Do I look funny? I have so much fun at that, because that's a good test. If it can do that and look really well, that's good. It's ridiculous that CapCut rotoscopes better than After Effects. Bet you CapCut can't do mine. Bet you it can't. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, though. I'll tell you what. Ooh. Oh, let's see here. I've got to get my videos out. I've got like 5 videos sitting back there for edit. And I keep adding and keep adding and keep adding, because, like the Nisi Athenas, I didn't have a whole lot of time with them. I got them. I've had, I guess, 3 weeks with them, technically. But I had Memorial Day weekend that the whole week into shot, because friends over, and having the friends, hey, we're going to shoot some video. They're not that kind of friends. Then I had a 5-day job the very first week that they showed up. So it's like, what, so I kept getting more and more shots, grabbing more and more stuff to get the Athenas done. I need to finish up these, the Super 35 Nanomorphs, which are really cool, by the way, for the price. That's really slick. Oh gosh. Okay, let me pull up the Get rid of that one. I did that one. What? Why can't I delete? There we go. I need to do a review on the Cine Shooter Plus because it's overdue. The Nano X's. No. Yes, the Nano X. That one is almost done. The Nanolux 2400B. The full review of that one. Still doing that. I've got some stuff from Nexturage. The Nisi lenses. The Canon R8. The R7. Revar City. I've got a bunch of filters to show on that. Some cool stuff from Aputure. The Scatter plugin. The Osmo Pocket 3. I'm still going to do a review on it. Better late than never. You know, that's what I say. The Move Max over there. Really cool. Saramonic wireless stuff. Red Control Pro. Nikon Z8. The 24-70 and the 85. And then a couple of other things that are right over here. I got to get them done. So many videos. And in Chile, there is a situation where where schoolmates minors were stripped with AI by their own classmates. Ooh, that's not good. But it's easy and it's wrong, yes, but it's really easy to do that now. But I mean, back in the old days, you would literally just cut out somebody's face from a yearbook or something and post it on a picture or something. I mean, people did that back in the day. I'm not saying I did that. I was never 14. Yeah, that was not AI. That was, hey, I did that. Jake, I was hoping AI would help me do the laundry and no kidding, of creating art instead, trying to make, that's my complaint. They keep going after the wrong things because they all want to be first to prove that we can do it. Impress me by helping me. Fine. Change the battery. Blah, 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 blah. I got to figure out that one. Something's not. The art, and I'm stuck doing the laundry. I know. Well, and then we see all these AI videos that came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's amazing! Our jobs are done! Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" And then it comes out that, well, AI kind of did that video, but they had to go in there and manually do everything. It's like, I think you missed it. AI should fix the things that I manually did, not AI generates it, and then I go in and fix for AI. That's not it. Because that balloon video, the balloon head, apparently the balloons would constantly pop off the faces, so they had to go and put them in there. It cracks me up. Speaking of the Osmo, I got this cool, super low-profile screen and gimbal protector. Apparently the gray case can cause the screen to detach over time. Oh, interesting. Did I show the Move Max? This thing's really cool. And I have been working with a set of weights. Also, these this right here is I think it's 100 millimeter RC car shock. So I'm going to get some stiffer springs because the problem, there's only one problem with this. It's designed for this and it's no weight. Well, you need weight because an object in motion tends to stay in motion and an object at rest tends to stay at rest. That's what this is supposed to cancel out, is you have a giant piece of mass right here. So as the car is bouncing around, it stays in place. Instead, what you end up with is this kind of thing. So I'm trying to add mass to this. This thing is really well built, and for the money is insane. It's awesome. But we need stiffer strings, stronger shocks, and more weight. And then this thing rocks. Really, I mean, it's what, $139? It is a heck of a deal. There will be a full review on that coming soon. There was actually an AI laundry machine that flopped. It was supposed to fold your clothes as well. I mean, Rajan, just call me old-fashioned, but when they had that little board thing, you put the T-shirt on the board, you go, and you're done. I was like, that's what I want. And then there was that viral video of the lady. She lays out the shirt, and she pinches this and this. It goes, and it's folded. I'm like, time to go. That's AI, but it's not. It sucks because our art form takes so long to get good at. Yes, it does. It's a hard job sometimes, but we can make good money at it if you're successful. Yes, but it also, I mean, it drives us. There are so few rich artists out there because we do it because it's our passion. And I love making things. I really do. I spend most of my time planning, making things, and then making things for a planned this and that. And then eventually I get around to shooting it. And it's mind-boggling that they want to take away all of that, because that is what drives us. We do it because we love creating things. Moonmax actually has some really nice car rigging things. I prefer it to the Tiltra Hydra. The new Hydra, though, you see that one? Chef's kiss. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. It's very cool. Phil, check your IMs. Check your IMs. Who's got questions? Come on, I need some questions to answer. Feral Syntax, he's really good at asking the questions I don't have an answer for. Challenging me. And I learned something today about microcontrast, which is honestly what I love these live streams about, because it's like you and me, we're all having conversations like we would around a campfire. And, we learned stuff together. On the electronic suction cups, which I called it the Auto Suck 1000, and I swear to you, he lost it. he busted out laughing so much. Joe, you have a question. How do you like Miki for the money? Well, Joe, that's a good question. I have a little bit of experience with the Miki lenses, not a whole lot. I know that the lower line, the small ones, the micro, are basically another set of lenses that are actually really, really good. I was supposed to get a set of those to test, and we keep dropping the ball back and forth. It's not anybody's fault. I would like to try the full frames and the Super 35s. I've had friends that had the Super 35s and did not find them to be that good, but the full frames I've heard some good things about. I don't know. Right now, my eyeballs are on the Nisi Athenas and the Vespids. I think for the money, those are stupid good lenses. Stupid good lenses for the money. Yes, Ollie, I think that's correct. Looks decent if you need a couple of seconds. And that's what I'm solving, is that I want it beyond a couple of seconds, because there's too much vertical movement in it because it's so lightweight. And the shock system, I mean, they're trying not to take away from their bigger systems. But I'll tell you what, for that money, it's pretty slick. Interesting. I got a set of their adapters I'm going to test. Price is low, but I'm not sure about the quality. I don't recall the micro primes. The quality is great, but they are small. They're very, very, very small. The Super 35 and the full frames, I don't remember anybody complaining about the build quality of them, but the Super 35 was kind of meh imaging, and what I saw of it was kind of meh. But I've also heard people say, "Oh no, that's wrong. It's that they're very good." I don't know. Make is it's an interesting brand. They're better than Rokinon. I'll give you that. I'm just not sure. Tyler says, I used the smallest Super 35 Make-A's for a job about a year ago. It really surprised me for the money. You're talking about the little micros, right? Those little bitty guys are the original Micro Four Thirds lenses from the one brand that shall never be spoken of. The brand was cool, but stuff happened. If you're talking about those, then yes, those are really high quality. The negative is that there's limitations to that lens design because they were designed originally for Micro Four Thirds. Joe says, I appreciate your candor. Well, you know you're going to get that from me. Definitely. And you're welcome, Joe. The little baby ones. Yeah, those were always really high quality. But the widest one, there was I think they have like a 10, not the 10, but there was one between the 25 or maybe the 35 and the 10 that didn't work on Super 35. And the idea was that we might make one. You can't leave that out. You got to have that in there. And it's because that lens design does not. It was designed for Micro Four Thirds, and they're stretching it to get Super 35. So, yeah. There's lots of people on the Instagrams. Thank you. Cynthia says hi, but she won't say it. I don't know why she won't jump on and say hi. Come into the and you just give me a little kissy right here. Just come on. We're on the super shallow depth of field. You just give me just a little kiss. There we go. So we can't do that one. The battery died. So yeah, that one. That was Mrs. Creativity. Scott has game. No. Scott just got lucky. No, wait, let me rephrase that. You know that. No. I'm getting. There's no way to walk. Yeah, I'm just going to walk away from that one. Oh, I have a question. Do you know what cells Core uses in the Nano X's? I don't. But knowing Core, they're going to be premium. And they are not going to be like we order from Alibaba and get 1,000 in and use 400 of them. Core cells, they last. I don't know what's in them. I could ask. I probably could get the answer, but I probably wouldn't be able to disclose the answer, even though somebody could just crack them open. But I know them, and I know their quality, and I mean, the batteries are solid. They last, and they hold it. I gotta like that one. I like researching stuff. I mean, there's a way to research it. It involves I don't care that much because basically at a certain point when I use a product and it works and I don't have problems with it, I could care less what's inside. I just know that this product. What you didn't see on camera is I slapped this, and then my monitor went blank because of my HDMI cable. But I mean, when I stop caring about something, then I just know that they work, and I just keep buying that. That's yeah, that's the way it is. I took a set of Nano X's to the Arctic with me, and they perform. Yeah, they're awesome. Would you quit doing that? That's so annoying. I need my monitor back. I can't see me. Yeah, the Nano X's are phenomenal. Nano X. Some of y'all will be happy, and some of y'all will be quite irritated with my Nano X review. Let's just say, yeah. Such fantastic. I mean, they're so tiny. Quit. What is going on? They are tiny, and I don't know about you, Jake. Are you using the 150s? This is not the Nano X. The Nano X over there, but I love the 150s. I mean to tell you, they're such the perfect size battery for everything. But if you're going to fly, you only get 3 of them, unless you bring more people. Hey, I edit. I put you on and then had to walk away, but you've been playing in my family room for an hour or so. I appreciate it. Are you the one on Rumble? Are you the one? There's somebody on Rumble, and I think it's me. There's someone on Rumble, and I think it's me. I think that's an after-school specialty. No one's saying hi on Rumble. That's because there's really nobody on Rumble. Ooh, got my Kessler motor today. Ooh, just within the hour. And don't forget, if anybody has the city... the other one. The one I don't have. The original Moco, the big... You can upgrade that to City Shooter Plus now. That's a banger. Isn't it, though? I have some very old cores. Still hold up well. Yeah, the only cores I ever had a problem with were those 82s or the 75s. Those are the only ones, and they made it right. They were actually quite sad to hear that there were problems with them, and they made them right. They were like the really slim ones. DJs, spin that record. Joe, you'll need to explain what a DJ is, because everything's AI today. Ooh, boy. Man, I got some good bangers coming out. And Udio, so if y'all are using Udio for AI songs, my plan now is every single product gets a custom song for it. Just go to Udio, that, and I don't care. Like I'll put in the bottom that it's AI. I'm not pretending to write that music, but it's such a low effort thing, and does that conflict with my former statements? I don't think so. It's just such a low effort music intro or anything for those. I don't know. Maybe I am pot calling the kettle black there. Maybe. I think the hibernate feature is key. Oh, it is. And it's cool, too. But boy, will it shock you the first time you push the button and it says 0%. And you're like... Then it goes, oh, no, 99. Wait, I can. Like, a trade-in? Oh, I don't know if there's a trade-in. It's the... what is the... Let me look it up. I literally don't know it because I've never owned one. the, somebody's going to say it before I even get to it, downloads. I'm just going to go to Cine Drive. There we go. So yes, if you own a Cine Drive, you can upgrade that now. They have a special deal. You can upgrade. So reach out to Jason. Remember to sing the Kessler Roll song, and they will upgrade it to Cine Shooter. It's a bit of an effort, so it's not really cheap, but you do end up with a viable unit. Can't wait for your Z8 review. I will save my questions for that video. Ooh, interesting. Off topic, but how often do you clean, dust your servers? Not as often as I should. I honestly, I look at them periodically, and I just, if I see dust, then I pull out the little Dyson vacuum and go across it real fast, but that's it. Not what a record is? No. You got to start with DJ, because you started the sentence with DJ. Once we establish what a DJ is for the youngins, then we can go to a record. Which they're like, record, is that like a Guinness book? Mr. Quintero, what have I missed? Besides everything. Everything. We've talked about all of the things. Cine Drive. Cine Shooter is greater than Cine Shooter Plus. Cine Shooter Plus is better than Cine Shooter, but by that much. You're getting an ever so slightly quieter drive, and you're getting an OLED display. And for the most part, Cine Shooter Plus, that is the only difference. So if you have a Cine Shooter, you don't need to upgrade to a Cine Shooter Plus. There's no reason. If you have a Cine Drive, then you do want to upgrade, because Cine Drive isn't supported anymore. Well, they support it, but they're not making them anymore. And so the software for them is kind of locked off as well. What's up, Carlos? Excited for next week? I got it. I got a Cine Shooter, but not the Plus. Yeah, don't fret about it, Jacob. It's tiny. Black Magic 2023 financial report shows net profit falling from almost 45 million to 14 million as revenue dropped to Hollywood screenwriter strike. I believe that. Advertisement revenues coming down, so broadcasters spend less. I believe that. Global supply chain issues started by COVID. It led to, I believe that. Yep. And Black Magic reinvest an important part of its revenue on R&D instead of profit. I mean, I don't think it's a secret that revenues have fallen like crazy the last few years. And, like this year is this weird thing. Nobody's working. I mean, people are working, but nowhere near the level of people and nowhere near the level of work that we've had a year plus ago. And yet we're getting all of this great new gear, and it's kind of like, where was this? Did I spill on me? Or is it just, okay. Where was all this gear before? It's a bit of a weird one. I applaud Black Magic for not firing employees and trying to go back into the company. Black Magic, they're not public, are they? They're a privately held company. So in that case, it's up to them, whatever they want to do. The problem always comes in to publicly traded companies where their number one is shareholders, not customers. And it's hard for people to grasp, but it's true. A corporation is there for its shareholders. Its shareholders are investing in the company to the customer. So it's not we don't give a crap about the customer. No, but they always have to show the shareholders money, or else the shareholders leave, and then there's no money for anything. Yeah, it's a weird one. Got it. Next week, I'm guessing Canon will swing for the fences. I think you're right there, Carlos. Where is your Nano X review? It's literally sitting on the cutting board back there. I went off and decided to do a music video, and because of that, it's a little bit slower. Very soon, very, very, very soon. What I meant by the City Shooter greater than the City Shooter Plus is that the new City Shooter is the Plus now. Sorry about, yeah, I got it. Red and Canon Crew. Nikon Red and Canon Crew. Because that's me. Got the Canon, got the Reds, Nikons, and the Canons, and all that good stuff. Excited for House of Dragons Season 2? Nope, not at all. I couldn't get through 2 episodes of House of Dragons. Just couldn't do it. But Shogun? If y'all haven't seen Shogun, yeah, everybody was right on that one. Really, really good and really good looking too. Just a great looking show. I am excited for the movie, I think it's Netflix, coming out in September with Brad Pitt and I'm calling it Ocean's 2, but it's it looks really good with what's his name from Ocean? Danny Ocean. Yeah. Nikon. What's that? Watched a quarter of Atlas. Really good so far. Interesting. I saw that, but I haven't watched it. The last series we watched was Shogun, and I really, really, really liked it. Clooney, yes. George Clooney. That. James says, I have to run. See you next week. I'm in LA now until then. Awesome, James. I will see you then. And I think I'm going to bust out of here as well because I've got some things to do. And it's about that time. You should enter to compete in Tough as Nails? Huh. It is kind of implied when you say red now. It's true. I don't know this Tough as Nails. Thanks for the stream. Absolutely, everyone. Everyone, have a fantastic weekend. Remember to support the channel just by buying. If you're going to buy Blackmagic, please use my B&H link. I put it out there on Facebook. It really helps. It really does. You know, I've not sold not one Blackmagic from any of those links. I'm like, but. I don't know if they're playing games or not, but they're probably not. But eat something really delicious. I'm going to have salmon tonight. I think we're having smoked or grilled salmon. It's going to be delicious. Have something fun and, enjoy life. Next week, won't be doing a live stream, I don't think, unless I do an impromptu. But I'll be at Cine Gear, so lots of video. That looks phallic. Lots of videos coming from Cine Gear. Pizza for sure here. Woohoo! Good night. So everyone have a fantastic weekend. And always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend. Cheesesteak. Ooh. Oh, I'm pumping that up. Cheesesteak.